And he's just going to keep trying to farm that and then cut another YouTube video and be like, yeah, Hasan is actually really frustrated with me. You can keep doing that all day, every day, but you're terrified to actually have an adult conversation with another adult who knows what they're talking about. Asmongold will not debate HasanAbi or Destiny. Asmongold believes they're both trying to force him to platform their bad faith opinions. My bad faith opinion is I think all fraud is bad, and I think the government, the right-wing government currently, is just hyper-focusing on all Somalis specifically so that you forget that everyone is engaging in fraud and they're never going to actually tackle fraud at all, and that's it. I like that he's doing, I can't platform him. Everyone who disagrees with me now,
everybody that disagrees with me now believes that they're entitled. Well, I don't agree with what you're saying.
First of all, I don't think I'm entitled to a platform at all. It's just that you do talk about me every single day, and obviously you platform me every single day. The problem here is you want to control how you platform my opinions. That's the issue. It's dishonesty. You want to frame every single thing that I say in a way that is palatable to your audience because you're actually afraid that if they were to hear my true perspective, they would probably agree with it. That's the issue. And I said that as well. The moment Asmongold talks to anyone who's read a single book is the moment he'll look like an absolute buffoon. This is why he'll keep farming drama rather than talk to a single person who disagrees with him. That's it. He's being a pussy. He wants to consistently debate a negatively framed version of me that he can control. If he were to have an actual conversation with me, the moment that he says, yeah, you actually want the Somalis to do fraud, I'd be like, no, arrest every single Somali person that is engaged in fraud, just like you should arrest every single person that is engaged in fraud. And then all of a sudden that falls apart, right? Because you can say Hasan wants Somali fraud to continue. You can just say that with ease and your audience will believe you. Why should they not believe you, especially if they've been negatively framed against whatever my position is over and over again through the daily Hasan compilations that you're engaging in.
So now you have to come on my stream and talk to me. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not going to happen. Why would I do that? And also, these people get so fixated and so mad about the fact that I don't want to do this. Why would I play into your game? Why would I do something?
Yeah, he's like, why would I play into your game where we have a conversation and you actually show that I don't really know what I'm talking about? That would make me look very bad. I would rather keep framing whatever you're saying in a totally ridiculous and totally negative way to my audience that is desperate to hear negative perspectives on total team boundaries, right? Because it's team sports. Asmongold is in the right team. Hasan is in the wrong team, right? And he has no credibility whatsoever. He hasn't really done any serious reading on any of this stuff. He hasn't done any serious thinking on any of this stuff. So obviously, if anyone scratched the surface of his surface level argumentation here, that's simply rehashing whatever talking points that are popping off on his subreddit or popping off on Twitter, all of a sudden, a lot of people in his audience are going to go, wait, maybe Asmongold doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's it. Because every single time that Asmongold and I have had conversations, right, back in the day, he looked like a toddler. I will admit, however, it did make me think, because of his openness to having any sort of conversation like this, I falsely was also duped. I was duped into thinking that maybe he is open-minded, maybe he's just like a little misguided or whatever. I did not think that he was just straightforward grifting to this degree. I think now it's a little different. Yeah, I used to praise him for being somewhat open-minded.
Thing that you want me to do. Why wouldn't I just keep doing the thing that I want to do? Both these guys use same excuses to avoid me, avoiding each other, then call each other out, using excuses to avoid each other while avoiding me will never not be hilarious. I know. And for people like Destiny...
You were an Asmongold fan? No. I wouldn't say I was an Asmongold fan, but... You know, I saw him as a peer that I disagreed with, and I did not think that he was anywhere near as I mean, he wasn't as harmful as he is now. Like, there is nothing that you can compare this to. I mean, it's hard to compare Asmongold in the past to Asmongold now. You'll say, oh, well, I saw him say this thing back in the day, and that obviously made me understand that he was right-wing or whatever, but, like, he never tuned it up to this degree. You guys are crazy, I think, if you think that Asmongold was doing this level of racialized, insane agitative propaganda at the behest of the Republican Party on a daily basis, like a partisan hack. He was not. He has definitely tuned up the rhetoric tremendously. Maybe he believed some of these things already, and maybe he was too shy to openly admit it. Nowadays, he's going full blown, full tilt.
I'm sure this is very disappointing that, Destiny watched a YouTube video of me that he disagreed with, and so now I'm obligated to have to go and argue with him on his stream.
I don't think that's the case, for the record. I don't think that you have to offer people a platform just because they demand it. I think that's silly. I'm not even saying you have to give me a platform, but notice how he's framing it that way because he has to make this seem as though this is a silly request, right? He has to, once again, control the narrative for his audience. And that's precisely what he's doing here. And he has to still present a show of strength in a moment where he's very clearly insecure about his lack of knowledge on any particular subject matter. The situation here is he would much rather frame things in a negative way for his audience and keep saying, oh, Hasan is very stupid. Hasan is very dumb. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him over and over again. And instead of like actually entertaining the arguments that I'm presenting. If he had any issues with platforming, right? And he's talking like a woke SJW here with the whole, I'm not going to platform people, right? These are dangerous ideas that I'm platforming. And the dangerous ideas that I have are what? We should investigate and prosecute all instances of fraud in this country. Very dangerous. And we shouldn't rely on random dumb YouTubers claiming that there's no children inside of a daycare facility and the only evidence they present is just knocking on the door of a child care facility. That's ridiculous. The reason why he doesn't want to do this is because he is afraid. He's afraid that he's going to look silly.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, I never agreed to these rules. It's not going to happen. So the more you tweet about it and complain about it and everything else, go ahead, do it. And if you do it on stream, I'm going to get another video out of it. The last Destiny video did really, really well.
He's like a petulant child who, once again, is running hot on this newfound influence that he has gathered. Okay, just full blown, openly admitting to grifting too. I'm not going to get pissed off and reward him because he loves being like, I've killed him, I've destroyed him, I've trolled him so hard he got really mad. I think this is ego. That's what it is ego speaking. It's like, no, I will not be platforming you. Guess what? Because I'm popping. I've been here. I've been doing this for 10 plus years at this point. Okay, there's always going to be highs and lows, brother. There's a boomerang to this stuff. When woke comes back and you have to shut down some of your reactionary takes, it'll come for you. When you start noticing your audience hemorrhaging and have to pivot on other issues, it'll come for you. I've been through the highs and lows and maintained a consistent worldview through it all. That's the big difference. That's the big difference between someone like myself and many of these guys who they're tourists. I'll use a term that anime fans understand. You know how there's like anime tourists or whatever? These guys are politics tourists, okay? They don't have a serious worldview that they've thought about. They don't have a vision for a better future. They're just simply responding to audience feedback. The moment that Asmongold goes back to playing video games and talking about titties in video games or whatever the he was doing before he started doing this pro-Trump is the moment that you know the grift is over, at least for this, political commentary side of things.
So if we can get another one, I will. Well, this is what their strategy is, right? Is that they want to constantly go and they want to effectively...
Also, Destiny's saying this stuff is really funny. One, because he's banned, and two, because he's utterly irrelevant. Let's be real. He's like, oh, why won't anybody talk to me? I don't know, man. Maybe because you got, active court cases that you're dealing with where investigators have found out that you tried to procure child sexual abuse material. I feel like for me, there's a little bit of a, there's a better argument here, which for the record, I don't think Asmongold will talk to Destiny either. I don't think he'll talk to Destiny at all. And I do think that it would be productive overall if he even talked to Destiny. Let's be real. To be fair, I don't think that's the reason Asmon isn't talking to him. No, the reason why Asmongold is not talking to Destiny or myself is the same exact reason. It's the same exact reason. He doesn't want to have this conversation because he is genuinely terrified, like actually terrified. He can try to present this as like I'm actually coming at this from the perspective of like, I don't want to platform people or whatever. But yeah, it's because he's unqualified, and it's fine to be unqualified. I wouldn't give it if he wasn't spreading such hateful narratives and actually misdirecting his audience. Examples that I've used in the past, obviously, revolve around the Mahmoud Khalil incident, right? When Mahmoud Khalil was apprehended, detained, and was slated to be deported, I said there is no legal basis to do this. Asmongold farmed that incident and kept claiming over and over again, yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. I said, you're wrong. This is a First Amendment violation, clear cut through and through. If the administration actually followed through on this would be a severe violation of the First Amendment. And he was wrong. That's just one example. There are a million examples of this every single day. That's all it is. He doesn't want to look silly. He doesn't want to look like he's wrong. And that's why he'd rather talk about me to his audience instead of talking to me, where his audience can make up their own minds. It's actually also somewhat insincere. Like, you're basically saying you don't trust your audience. You don't trust your own skill. You don't trust your own knowledge, and you don't really trust your audience to make up their own minds either. You have to keep it compact. And before Destiny says, oh, Hasan, you do the same thing. Brother, with the exception of talking to someone like Destiny, I do actually talk to right-wing commentators with regular frequency. You've just lied to your audience and claimed that I don't do that. I talk to right-wingers all the time. I do not shy away from open discourse. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to talk to this right-winger right now.
Try to bully you into talking to them so you give them a platform and allow them to spread whatever they want to say, right?
I'm trying to bully Asmongold. He would rather debate a clip of yours as he's doing right now. Let's see what he's doing. Let's see.
This is your legacy. This is your life. This is right now. Wake up, Hasan.
Yeah, you're right, brother.
Wake up.
I know. When politicians come on the stream, they're like, wow, dude, all the weirdos that are spamming these memes, they really got to me. None of the guests have ever heard the blood wall story and have gone, oh, that's dope. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Argue against my positions, okay? Argue against my politics and my positions. I'm willing to entertain arguing specifically against your policies and your positions. We don't have to talk about the blood wall. We don't have to talk about how you carry yourself, how you present yourself. We can simply talk about the impact that your commentary is having. But he can't do that, which is precisely the reason why he has to do this over and over again. That's it. There is certainly an audience that is demanding this, like, oh yeah, do more Hasan content, do more Hasan content. And he's just going to keep trying to farm that and then cut another YouTube video and be like, yeah, Hasan is actually really frustrated with me. You can keep doing that all day, every day, but you're terrified to actually have an adult conversation with another adult who knows what they're talking about. That's it. I think part of the reason why you guys don't understand this kind of or what the necessity for this is that, sure, we're doing a lot of like adult commentary here, but every now and then I have to address some of this stuff. And the reason why I have to address some of this stuff is because this works. You have to sometimes, get down to their level. I know you are brilliant and you want me to only talk about theory or only talk about the news and never actually get into the dirt, okay? I get it. I understand. But you have to understand there's a funnel here. And more consequentially, it's not even about like what he's doing where he's like talking about me, but it's actually the propaganda that he's putting out where he consistently presents a one-sided narrative. You have to address it. I have to address it. Someone has to address it, especially when he refuses to entertain any sort of disagreement. And instead of actually having, like, can you imagine when Asmongold makes a point, and it's a wrong point on another political issue that he's getting wrong. If I were to turn around and immediately just be like, oh, well, you look like you smell bad, that's it, instead of actually addressing why he's wrong, yeah, I'd be doing what he's doing. I do both. I make those jokes as well, but also the main function here is that I try to tackle his argument.